transfer station in Clifton Park. There is a decision to report. We will have it for you in just a few minutes. We'll also tell you about a fast federal response for flood-ravaged sections of Vermont. All on Live at 11. It starts right now.
Now, the Capital Region's #1 late news, News Channel 13, Live at 11.
Tonight's top story, a dramatic rescue from a Rensselaer County river. You will see it only here on News Channel 13. Two very lucky boys are going to be all right.
This is News Channel 13, Live at 11.
Good evening, I'm Ed Dagg. Those two boys were walking near the Hoosic River in Schaghticoke when they were trapped by high water this evening. Brian Jackson on the scene joins us live with the story. Brian.
And it would seem only normal that a couple of young friends would want to cool off on a hot summer's day by hanging out by the river. What they didn't realize is that the runoff from recent rains would soon trap them and require a daring rescue. Up. For 11-year-old Justin Welsh
2 feet, easy,
and his 12-year-old friend Billy Paulo, a fun afternoon along the Hoosic River in Schaghticoke quickly turned scary for them. With plenty of sunshine lulling them into thinking everything was normal, they didn't realize the river was rising, fed by the runoff of heavy rains.
We're just walking around and we just kept on going further, bouncing off rocks and stuff, like going to different ones, and we really weren't paying attention where we were going. And then we got on that one spot that we were, and then we couldn't find a way off it because we're surrounded by water on all sides, and we couldn't find the way that we got onto it.
Trapped under the bridge on an abutment with the water still rising below them, two things worked in the boys' favor. First, they were quickly spotted by some nearby construction workers who called for aid. And second, the Schaghticoke Fire Department has a special team trained to handle just such rescues.
black on the yellow, black on the hole.
This could have been tragic. If that water got high enough, yes, it could have washed them right off of there. Then, if you go down further on the rocks, you got about an 80-foot drop down to another set of rocks.
Like, we couldn't swim anywhere because of the undertow, so we just started waving to the guys, and then finally.
We're pleased to tell you that neither boy was injured. Both are home safe tonight, both safe and dry. By the way, Justin's dog was with him as well. His name is Shadow, kind of a big black lab. The firemen went to rescue him, but believe it or not, he jumped off the abutment and swam to shore and made it safely. He's home tonight, too, although he was a little damp. Ed?
Thank you. Brian Jackson live at the scene in Schaghticoke of a remarkable story. An overflow crowd turned out at Clifton Park Town Hall tonight, and before the zoning board meeting was over, they did get what they wanted. River.
This is News Channel 13, AM Live.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Cambrick. Today is Wednesday, July 1st. We'll have more on that story in a moment. First, let's check your morning forecast. Here's Norm.
And Jim,
Hoosic River in Schaghticoke. Brian Jackson was there.
Up.
For 11-year-old Justin Welsh
2 feet, easy,
and his 12-year-old friend Billy Paulo, a fun afternoon along the Hoosic River in Schaghticoke quickly turned scary for them. With plenty of sunshine lulling them into thinking everything was normal, they didn't realize the river was rising, fed by the runoff of heavy rains.
We're just walking around and we just kept on going further, and we really weren't paying attention where we were going. And then we got on that one spot that we were, and then we couldn't find a way off it because we're surrounded by water on all sides, and we couldn't find the way that we got onto it.
Trapped under the bridge on an abutment with the water still rising below them, two things worked in the boys' favor. First, they were quickly spotted by some nearby construction workers who called for aid. And second, the Schaghticoke Fire Department has a special team trained to handle just such rescues.
black on the yellow, black on the hole.
This could have been tragic. If that water got high enough, yes, it could have washed them right off of there.
Like, we couldn't swim anywhere because of the undertow, so we just started waving to the guys, and then finally.
In Schaghticoke, I'm Brian Jackson, News Channel 13, AM Live.
Another drowning to report this morning. This one, the second drowning in 2 days in the capital region. Police say 17-year-old Brian on a bridge abutment by rapidly rising waters. They were hoisted to safety and came away uninjured. Linda Tripp faces another day in Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Canebrick. From Scatticoke this morning, rescue teams say it could have turned tragic in an instant. 11-year-old Justin Welch and 12-year-old Billy Paulo were playing yesterday when they suddenly became stranded on a bridge abutment by rapidly rising waters in the Hoosic River. The boys were hoisted to safety. They were not injured. Other news this morning, the second drowning in waters. 11-year-old Justin Welch and 12-year-old Billy Paulo became stranded on a bridge abutment after the rising waters of the Hoosic River cut them off from the shoreline. Rescue crews pulled them to safety. They were not injured. Could be
territory. Fox News at 10's Kristen Steiner has details of this daring save.
The raging Hoosic River looks terrifying, but two kids trying to stay cool say they thought it looked like fun and didn't realize the danger they were in.
It's pretty weird. We were like bouncing off rocks, trying to get to like a rock, because the water was getting like wicked fast and stuff.
Billy Paulo and his buddy Justin Welch were able to make it onto a bridge abutment, but then realized they were trapped.
We couldn't find our way back because we had to walk through the water on rocks that were underwater, and we couldn't find them.
Rescue crews found them, but at first sight, even they weren't sure how to get the boys to safety.
Oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to get them out of here? That was my big thing. It's a lucky thing that the Scatticoke Fire Department has a high-angle rescue team.
The rescue team put the boys in a harness and pulled them up 85 feet to the bridge.
It was like weird because it's like everybody always says don't look down, but you have to look down and around and everything because it's like you got to figure out where you are, and it was pretty scary going up.
This has apparently been a dangerous playground for kids for years. They've been caught climbing the bridge trestle like a jungle gym. They also slide over the rocks to make their mark on the bridge abutment. Rescue crews say this isn't the first time they've had to risk their own lives to save another.
After last night's rescue, the two boys say they've learned their lesson and plan to slow down their daredevil days. In Scatticoke, Kristen Steiner, Fox News at 10.
We now know the name of the teenager who drowned at Wacona Falls State Park in western Massachusetts last.
Okay, Charlie. Nice try. Nice fan, Charlie. Keep swinging. Maybe you'll give him a cold.
Hey, knock it off, knock it off. Against this team, we should have twice this many. Now let's run it up. Remember,